In this episode of Birkanik's Garage, we are going to talk about what's coming next for the S3, the short-term goals as well as the long-term goal. So yeah, it's very much going to be a blah blah video, guys. Okay, so to start with, if it's your first time on Birkanik's Garage, to give you a rough idea of where the car is at stage 2, only had a bunch of styling mode, mostly the RS3 bumper, and then a bunch of other additions, which you can all find in all mods videos that we done recently, just before stage 2 actually. But yeah, I'll put a link in the description. So first I'm going to cover the short-term goals for the car. So now that it has stage 2, what we need to do is basically upgrade the exhaust so that we can go to stage 3. The exhaust, I don't want an aftermarket exhaust or even a straight pipe. I want that you can just buy and just bolt on. What I'm after is actually a fabricated exhaust. The look I want to aim for the rear of the car is actually similar to the RS3 LMS. Let's set the picture here. So as you can see, it's basically dropping the must love. That's probably going to be a controversial change, but my car, I do what the hell I want. Basically remove the quad exhaust pipes to have a singular one. The idea is to simply drop a fair amount of weight and also reduce the number of bend at the back, because basically after your rear differential it goes like that, it's in the middle. The idea is to basically just go straight from there and actually have a modular system so that it's easy to basically switch between a straight pipe or basically put a muffler, because you don't want to have issues running straight pipe. There is a guy I follow, which I think is SAA3 or something like that. I'll put his name there anyway, which you can check out. And he went all straight pipe and got told off and checked by the police rather quickly, so he had to move back to a catback. So that way in residential area can easily run the muffler for MOT and stuff like that. And when we want to party, can just go to a quiet spot, put the straight pipe on the repeat. For that system, I was thinking maybe just a V-bend, or I need to ask a fabricator, but I'm sure that's possible. Maybe to just have a screw-on system. So that way you could even just, from the back reach, unscrew, and then just screw another one, so you don't need to leave the car or do anything. And yeah, that does mean dropping that fake diffuser. I'm not looking to get like a fake, it's a fake diffuser. It might hide a little bit, but it still mostly hide the catback, and then it's kind of like a parachute. So the idea of taking the LMS approach is to actually do some diffuser, do some upgrade at the rear that actually improve the airflow of the car as well. And will give it a very distinctive look as well, which might be confusing for others, I guess, because at least even though the front is RS3 in the style, I think the RS3 is actually slightly wider on the arches. The back, you can tell it's an S3. Here with a single exhaust, you won't be able to tell as such. The idea is not to look like an RS3 or not an RS3 or anything like that. The end goal with the RS3 bumper is not just to get a more aggressive look, but it's to actually use some of those extra vents that even those are not used on the RS3 to actually make them functional. So the side vents will actually vent to the wheel arch to redirect the airflow out of the wheel and all that good stuff. And so you can actually, should be able to look at the vent at the front and see on the side of the car, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that I need to find, time to, plan that properly with the fabricator on getting it done. It's possible that, I might do the diffuser later, so the car might just have the exhaust pipe and be flat underneath. because I'm still in between the design of the rear when it comes to the diffuser. As you've seen, I'll put it again here, the RS3 LMS rear end. The diffuser is very thin. There is one, but it's very thin. And that, even though it's functional, part of me for like styling purposes, kind of like one with, wings that goes down a bit more, so that it's a bit more obvious, if you know what I mean. So it's still a bit still get quite a presence, but more functional than the original one. After that, the natural progression will obviously, to kind of finally put my mind down and pick a turbo upgrade to go for stage 3. Ideally, I kind of like to go with a TTE. They had the TTE 16R, but that actually can push up to 610 brake horsepower proven. But that is a bit out of budget for now. I think it's like around $4,000. Even with if you do an exchange program, you only get like 600 quid back or whatever from your turbo. So I might go with a lower one, maybe the TTE 555. But after talking to another YouTube channel friend, which also has an S3, might look a bit deeper into spool time as well before making a final call. But the end goal for the car is to be above the 600 brake horsepower mark, so I might lose a bit on responsive time, but at the same time, I kind of, that's kind of my aim as well. So we will see. We will see how it turns out. It's possible that to start with, we only aim for, above the 500 mark, and just take it slowly and progressively go up. Because after stage 3, I want to get the car internal on piston forge as well. Simply, I want the power, but I want reliability as well. I don't want to blow the engine. So I think it makes a lot of sense to just not go all in. Plus, to be honest, not running around in cash. So all of that costs money. And sometimes you've got to work and save up, and then you can do it. So that's where we're at on that. When it comes from a styling point of view, I've got... The goal will be for the car to end up with a livery and a white body kit. The white body kit wouldn't necessarily be like the one you can find for the saloon version. I'll put a picture here, which look cool, but is very on style, if you know what I mean. Where I'm looking more for a rally cross white body kit, just nice square arches. Widen a bit the wheel span, give it that nice, angry little hatchback look, if you know what I mean. Plus the body kit I show you for the picture is only saloon. For some reason, the saloon is getting a lot more love than the Sportback. That's just the way it is, so you've got to do is what is available. So for my white body kit, I'm going to have to find basically somebody that can do a custom body, because it's not something that is you can just buy. But that's going to be really towards the end. This is going to be a project where don't expect this or everything I say in this video to be done within a year. Some of it purely from a finance point of view and a logistic point of view will take years. When I took on this car, I took it on as in mind to be a forever car on a forever evolving project, which even if it takes me 5 to 10 years to get there, in 10 years I'll be already pretty pleased if I can get it to where I want to, because we've talked about power and everything, but obviously, suspension, here I'm running on sport lowering spring. Okay, it's nice, but ideally I like, kick-ass adjustable coilover, but here it's the same, you're looking at $4,000. upgrading the big brake, brakes that are lighter, wheels that are lighter. When I'm browsing for wheels, look is important, but the lightness is even more important. Unfortunately, the lightest wheels are not necessarily the one I really like the look of. But, it's about changing and upgrading for better performance, regardless, rather than just pure style. So, that's, obviously sometimes I'll do stuff just purely for style. The car is not the way it is because I don't care about how it looks. But, the focus is very much to try to be on performance so that, you actually improve everything on the field. And at some point when it's paid in full and I can afford to get another daily, we will go to town on this, strip the inside, remove the back seat, put a full cage, proper racing seat. The aim is to get a body style that is kind of like rally cross on the outside, but obviously to the feel on the inside. I don't think we necessarily change everything, probably still keep aircon on things like that, but stuff like the stereo and stuff like that, there's like a kilowatt of sound systems that I never use, so a lot of weight reduction and stuff like that. That's really towards the end once, I've got another daily and this can just become a two-seater. On lighter modes, I'm probably, so as in mods that you're going to see in the next few weeks, things I want to change is the paddle shifter. I don't want to put extension because my OCD having 2 pluses on 2 minus on each side just really bugs me, so I'm going to go for just a full replacement. We are going to actually cover all of that trim here on the side. See, one of the reasons I went with Audi over some of the other alternative like the Mercedes and the BMW, it's how dark and minimalist the interior is. Mercedes, I struggle with the amount of aluminium, on the dash and stuff. It's just too bright for me. BMW, I don't know, I've always been a bit of an Audi fanboy, so I can't say it's mostly the look of BMW rather than the interior. I actually really like the interior. My dad's got one, really, it's nice and dark and stuff like that, but the headlight, anyway, that's another video. I like their new M3 and M4 and I love their new grille. That is controversial, but finally some BMWs I like, so but yeah, basically all the aluminum trim on the inside, maybe just keep a little bit of framing here and there just because it kind of point out where things are for other passengers and stuff like that. And some mounts, diverter valve upgrade, and I'm probably going to aim for the Go Fast bit that come with an external blow-off valve, just for extra, proper turbo noises in there. Why not? It's not that much more expensive from the diverter valve. And the diverter valve actually does quite a great deal to maintain your turbo boost and stuff like that. So it's a good performance upgrade for the cost. And the blow-off valve is it's a bit for show as well. It's when you look at all cars with big turbos on their external blow-off valve, they do sound cool. So that's a bit of extra cash for a bit of coolness, but it will be at least it'll be cool, and I think I already enjoy the DSG farts, the pops and bangs, and I think it will be a nice addition, on the come down. Yeah. After we're going to look at obviously a bit more suspension bit as well, so all the bars and all the things, to put underneath the car, do more bushings. So from a livery point of view, I was always set on getting a livery that is basically similar to the one Andre Backrud ran in his he still run it on his car, but when he was running the Audi S1 you could see better how it was. Not necessarily with the blue, but I really like that stripe on multiple stripe on, you know, the fact that you had some black matte on stuff like that. I'll put a picture here. Also, I prefer the color of Liam Doran, which I put here, which is purple. And I really love the idea of maybe doing that with a deep red instead. And obviously, you know, not necessarily all the sponsors and stuff. The other option I kind of like is, again, for the RS3 LMS, which I'll put it here. And I really like that as well. You know, oh, and actually, one of the end goals is to end up with the bonnet like that as well of the RS3 LMS on this car, so that all of the intercooler and radiator air gets thrown out of the engine bay, and, you know, to look kick-ass. Those bonnets do look lovely. Yeah, so I kind of like the idea of maybe doing a custom livery based on that, on, you know, where instead of having Audi Sport and stuff like that everywhere, you might have, you know, Birdcanics or 666 or, you know, things like that. Yeah, to be honest, I think that's covered a fair amount of them. I'm sure I'm missing some out. We document everything on videos, so whatever I've missed, you will see anyway. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this video, you know, a live, lovely, nice chat next to the river. And subscribe if you've not subscribed yet and you want to see more of this. If you want to see less of my face, then I wouldn't suggest subscribing, but, you know, you do what you want. If you have suggestions for what I could do to the car, for livery, for things like that, please comment below. And see you in the next one. Bye bye.